All right, we're live.
Sweet.
All right. What's up? It's me and McBoss. We're doing a Mount Rushmore version for Minifan things with the Minifan show that have been prominent over the years.
The Kirk Minahan show, not the Minifan show. Doing the Minifan show.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah, hell no. So we got four choices each, obviously Mount Rushmore. And we'll do it week after week. This week we got Steve's Lies. And so we'll do that. And then, as the weeks progress on, I know like it's gonna get like, we'll do callers, drops, stuff like that. But like once it runs dry, we can just do, like best of the week of KMS or something like that. And then do a Mount Rushmore of that. And then,
we could do a Mount Rushmore from our favorite moments from the 8-hour long year-end recap that Steve and Mike put together.
Oh God, yeah.
That's a mountain of a listen, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I don't know if I get paid enough for that. But anyways, real quick, just want to talk about like the show today. Anyways, we'll stay current, but you got a little bit of hate today. I know you heard that.
Yeah, I heard it. I don't know what I did. Obviously, I apologize for whatever I did. I'll always come groveling back. Never meant to cause any harm. So.
Yeah. Why does Kirk hate you? Why does he say he hates you? I don't understand.
He said today, he just kind of said under his breath, he's kind of cocky. It's like,
how though? I don't know. I'm not sure about
that. He's got his reasons, so I mean, can't really argue with it. But
yeah, but you don't know any single thing that you did that like pissed him off.
I mean, I tweeted once about Mick and said that he was kind of a shittier version of Cullinane and said spare us. So he originally said something about that tweet and said that I was being hateful, but I mean, I didn't think it was terrible, and it was just a little shit talk to Mick. And then I did call in and trash Clemmer, but I really don't like Clemmer at all. Like, I really don't.
What's your reason for hating Clemmer?
I don't know, man. He just like, I don't like, if you're familiar with like the uncanny valley where like something looks human but it's not. It's like when I look at Clemmer, it's just like, I don't know. It's like something goes down my spine. Something just seems off that I don't.
The fact that he's two-dimensional, or the fact that he's bizarre in general.
I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me whenever I see him. I'm not sure. Ever since I saw him with my buddy in Magnolia, like I'm just not a Clemmer guy.
That's true. What was the vibe like in Magnolia anyway? Like, I can't even imagine what that must have been like. Because you got guys like, I don't know. Was Tim Ridgels there? Was that guy fucking wacko guy there? Jay, or I don't know.
Yeah, Tim was like the first person I met outside the gas station before Mike and the Minifans, and he was awesome. And then Jay, that was the first time I met Jay. We were standing there listening to, I think Kirk had walked in and was talking to everybody like on the recording, and Jay was standing in the back drinking Bud Light Platinums and just dropped one and shattered it all over the ground inside the gas station. And so that was like my first experience with Jay, But then we hung, like, then everybody went to the bar that night, and Dave hung around, and Clemmer was there. He just kind of stood over in the corner and just did whatever he was doing. But
was that what Jay was alluding to, like Clemmer being too big for his britches in Magnolia?
Yeah, I think so. But I met Kirk that day. He's brought it up a couple times. But at the morning rail, me and my buddy sat there. Kirk was nice enough to come grace us with his presence for a couple minutes while we ate and talked.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He just sat there for probably 5 or 10 minutes and just talked to us, and then everybody got out of there. But Magnolia was a great time. It was like 50 people, but it was really cool.
How far of a ride was that from you?
Like 8 or 10 hours, something like that.
Oh shit! So that wasn't that close.
No, not that close, but not that far. So it's not too bad.
That was a manic Kirk move by booking the Magnolia trip.
I mean, people like the 420 guys, like Pat drove all the way.
Really?
Yeah,
he's a good guy. I like him a lot.
Yeah. And then a lot of people leaving, they had their flights canceled. But no, I mean, it was a lot of fun. A lot of cool people were there. Tom from Michigan, if you're listening, shout out Tom. He was a great guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout out Tom from Michigan. Never heard of him.
You got to follow him on Twitter. he puts out gifts, but he makes his own. Like he'll add like a little saying to them, and they
Yeah.
always hit. No, he's a great guy.
How did you? I know this has probably been said before, but like we haven't talked a lot. I don't know how you got into the show of being from Georgia.
I was a Barstool fan, and then when Kirk, like before he like fully came on, when he was at the Super Bowl in Atlanta, and he needled
Yep.
Goodell, and Goodell like punched him in the ribs or pushed him in the ribs, which is an assault. The I was like, man, I hate Goodell. I'm a Patriots guy. This guy seems like he's interesting enough
Yeah.
to
How
go.
are you a Patriots guy, by the way? Sorry.
I'm just a Patriots fan. My dad's not a Falcons fan. He's from up in the northeastern area. Like we didn't go to a lot of Atlanta sporting events when I was younger, or like watch a lot of Falcons or anything like that.
That seems odd. Down south, it seems like it's mostly college. So are you a Georgia fan?
No, I'm
Football?
not a Georgia fan either. No.
Oh fuck! You're just like a weirdo from the south that should be from the northeast, sort of thing.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that. I mean, I had one of my uncles played at Tech for a little while. I think in the '70s.
Yeah.
And then he was chasing tail, broke his leg.
How did you get into Barstool? I'm guessing is it from like the company they bought there, Old Row?
No, I was sitting in at a doctor's office about to go to a doctor's appointment. I saw the Rip Harambe shirts on Instagram, and I was
I
like,
bought
"Damn,
one of those.
yeah!" I was like, "I gotta have this shirt." So I bought it, and I was like, "Oh, Barstool Sports, what is this?" And I started following everybody, and so thanks to Harambe's death, I got into
Yeah,
the show. Yeah,
that's so funny. That shirt went viral. That was a shirt I wore on my first date with my wife now, which is
are
very
you
bizarre to say.
serious?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm dead serious.
She must be pretty cool then, because that's one hell of a shirt.
Yeah, I think she was like this guy. I don't think she knew anything about it, so I guess it was cool then, and then I never wore it since because I thought I was like, this is fucking stupid. But and nonetheless, um, so how do you want to keep this? Do you want to do like you want to keep this like 30 minutes or less, or we'll just riff and then
Yeah,
we
I
can
mean,
get
I'd say
to it now if you want.
if we're doing like the Mount Rushmore like solely, I think maybe like it doesn't really need to be more than like 15 or 20 minutes. Like if you want to
Definitely not.
throw a little like KMS recap in there, which I'd be cool with, but just a little bit because all the other shows do it. The
Yeah, of course.
maybe like 20 minutes, something like that. But I
I
don't
know,
think
but yeah. I sorry to interrupt, but I just did want to add that you were mentioned today, and Montante was holding back on something. You texted him. I don't know if you wanted to share that or.
no, I can't. No, he's a man of
Hey,
honor.
let's. All right, we're
He's
really
a nice
dropping
guy.
bombs first episode here.
He's a nice guy. I don't know what you want me to say. He's a nice guy. You
Yep.
can't be putting me on the spot like that first episode. That's unbelievable.
Come on, that's how we make fucking waves, dude. Let's go.
You baited me here. I don't know. He's a nice dude.
How much money did you lend him?
No, I didn't lend him anything. It was him giving stuff away.
Oh yeah.
It
So if
was.
it's like that, then how can it be? How can it be that bad?
No, it's not bad at all. I mean, it was a really nice thing for him to do.
Yeah, he did great today. I thought he was very funny.
Dude, all the Montante shows are good. I mean, this one was 3 hours, a little over 3 hours.
Yeah, you could tell Kirk was very into it.
It was
He was
sweet. I
just
was
having
watching it
fun.
while I was working, and it just kind of never ended. I was like, this is sweet.
Me too. Yeah. I like to start at like a half hour after it goes live. So then it gives me like a little wiggle room.
Yeah.
And every time like I have like YouTube subscriptions. So like every time like I keep clicking it, it's like 58. I'm like, whoa, Jesus Christ. And it's like lunchtime. I'm like, holy fuck, they still got an hour left. So it's awesome.
I know. It's always nice when they grace us with a old school 3 hour show.
Kirk's been on one lately. I don't know what his deal is, but he has no problem fucking riffing in that studio, man.
No, not at all. Yeah, I think he knows that Barstool's back. Like he's re-energized. The pop at Plymouth. It's just a perfect storm of everything happening. It's great.
It really is. Yeah, I'm definitely soaking it all in. So with all that, you want to get into it? First Mount Rush Kirk.
Yep, first Mount Rush Kirk. Thank you, Steve. And you played with Steve at Cornhole, didn't you?
Yeah, did you not?
No, I played against him, but you were his partner, weren't you?
No, hell no. I beat his ass in the championship.
Oh, you did? Yeah, dude. They were. Steve plays a lot, and that other dude.
Well, that other dude, I don't know what his deal was, but anyway, my brother and I beat Steve in the championship.
Nice.
And Steve, I like Steve a lot.
Steve, yeah, no,
Like,
Steve, I like him a lot too.
yeah, through his bullshitting and whatever, he's fun to be around. So,
Yeah.
all right. So I'll let you do the honors of the Mount Rushmore of Steve Lies.
Oh,
And this
I
is
gotta go first. Are we doing
yeah.
a snake, or are we going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2? Or are we snaking?
I don't know. How do you I don't know how to snake with 1-1.
Well,
So
you
you
go. I
go
go
first
one.
and
You
I
go
do two.
two. Yeah,
Okay.
and then I
Yeah,
do
we could
two. I think we could
yeah,
go
we
1,
could
2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
yeah, let's just do 1-2, 1-2.
Yeah, yeah. That'd be easier to
Yeah.
keep up with. Yeah, I got a
Yeah.
list here. This is
I don't know. How
tough.
big's your list?
I got like 10 things on it.
Yeah, so do I.
I wanted to make sure that I had enough if you took 4 of them.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I could be in trouble. But I didn't want to go super chalk either. I want to dig a
Yeah.
little deep.
All right. I think I got all right. Number 1 pick for the first ever Mount Rushmore is going to be when I don't know. That's tough. I'm going to say because it spawned into a great song that he didn't write those books. That he says he didn't write those books. And it kind of got brought up today because Daver asked about whatever Band of Brothers book it was. I don't remember what it's
Yeah.
called.
Yeah.
But I would actually like to know which ones Steve may or may not have ghostwritten, because then I would read those. I'm not going to read a White Car book otherwise. But
I think at the cornhole thing I did ask him about it and he didn't budge. But I think at that point he was like, "Yo, dude, I got a lot of shit going on." I'm like, fuck off.
yeah.
But yeah, I would love to know. And that was a
Yeah.
great question by David today.
Yeah, it was. Daver had a couple good ones today, but that was one
It
of my
really
favorite
was.
running jokes on the show for a while. That Steve wrote those books. That was good.
What was the book that he said he wrote? It was like Black Mass or something like that. It was like
Yeah,
it was a book that it was like New York Times bestseller.
yeah,
That would have
yeah,
been
yeah.
unbelievable.
A couple of them.
That's a great pick. And I don't know how that started and how the Steve's a liar guy caught wind of that. I can't, because I've listened since the start, but like I guess I zoned out a little bit with those references to the ghostwriting.
Yeah, I don't know if they. I don't really remember how it originated either. All I know is that Steve's a liar guy picked it up, and I mean it was one of the longer running jokes I think for Steve's tenure.
Yeah, definitely. And I know it's super funny. What I wonder when that when did the Steve's a Liar song come out? I think it was like October 2019 or something like that. Maybe later than that, because they were doing the prank calls in October 2019. So it might have been like when they started. Kirk goes through his things where he like gets all like manic about like, all right, we're doing I need the top 50 prank calls, and then he's not finished yet, and he like still is on that high, and he's like, all right, I need all the parody songs. So
Yeah.
maybe it was like November or something like that, 2019. But
legendary
song.
Yeah, I'll try to look back. All right, what's your pick?
All right. My first pick is coming from a late one. Okay. It was in his later tenure. I'm going Tig the Cat.
Yeah.
You remember that? That is an all-time bullshit Steve story that no cat is ever named Tig, first of all. Second of all, the story he described was literally a description from a movie.
Yeah, it could have been based in truth, and Steve just played it way up the. But no, I do see what you're saying there. That's a good pick. That's a deep pick.
Yeah, I'm just saying the cat was sick. The cat was sick, and the cat was just looking at me like it knew it was going to happen. And he fucking brought a fucking revolver into the woods and buried it at like a state park. It was just the biggest bullshit ever. And I love Steve, but that made for great content, but the biggest bullshit ever.
I mean, you have so many opportunities for lies when you live up in the Willy Wax of Maine, and you can just kind of say anything's up there that you want. It's like, oh yeah, we did all this stuff with guns and stuff that nobody.
The Willy Wax.
Here. Yeah,
that's a good Steve poll.
Oh yeah. All right. My next pick, I'm gonna go with that Steve misrepresented the phone call about Kirk, or with Kirk about Mike coasting at the beginning of the show. That was one of my favorite segments that I think from the entire show is Mike or Kirk and Steve's phone call. Kirk kept saying Steve was bringing up Mike was coasting. Steve denied it, but Mike didn't know who to believe. But that one's all time.
Wait, remind me of that. How early was this?
It was pretty early on in the show. I don't remember exactly when, but it was when Mike. It was before Blind Mike, blossomed into the man we know who he is today, and he was a little bit more insecure. Kirk said that Steve called him and said that he was worried about Mike because Mike had maybe gained a little weight and he was coasting. And
yes. Oh, what a legendary episode.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that episode.
Just all time stuff.
What a snake move by Steve too.
And yeah, he's like, I never did it. But no, he did. That was probably the first thing out of his mouth.
Great pull, dude. Great pull because Kirk mentioned that and Steve was like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. And it's like, yes, you did. And then Mike's sitting there like squirming, being like, Mike was just like, tell me if I'm that bad. Just tell me if I'm that bad.
Yeah.
And I felt for Mike. I remember where I was driving on the highway listening to that. I was like, holy fuck. Like, poor Mike.
Dude, I don't know.
And he was struggling at that point, too. Like, it was when Cullinane had left, and then Steve was probably a month in after that. And then Mike had just been slowing down a little bit with his effort, and Kirk expected more, and Steve expected more because they're both like two really good guys on podcast and radio. And I just felt for Mike because he had so little experience at that point. Where it's like,
I don't know. But Mike has blossomed, and he's got Blind Mike Project. Go watch that. Subscribe to that. But no, love Mike.
Yeah, we love Mike. Mike's great. Yeah, he's totally coming to his own. So that's your number 2.
It's number 2.
Oh shit! All right, my number 3. Oh man, I got some funny ones on here. I'm gonna go with shit. Okay, fucking at 15.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Get out of here, Stevie. Listen.
I don't know. He was the quarterback. I mean, he was a great tennis player. Like, I don't know. He was probably desirable.
Listen, don't tip picks, but I will say, like, it could be true, it could be not. None of us know. But that Steve we knew back then just wanted to be cool, and like just thought like the Kirk Minahan show was like sports and cool. Yeah. And I could just picture him just fucking sitting on that and just like thinking that he actually was fucking at 15.
Maybe he was doing those. He said he was experimenting with hallucinogens. Maybe he was doing some shrooms, doing a little fucking,
That could also be another pick too.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. The Punician Society. He might have been doing some shrooms with those fucking weirdos.
Yeah, he probably was.
Yeah.
All right. So for my third pick, I'm going with that. Steve said there was not a private line for callers back in the day, and there definitely had to have been a private line because Steve would tee those motherfuckers up so good every episode. Just it would be Trump, it would be Blind Mike's dad. Yeah, no, I mean
Steve from Providence, Tim from Canton.
And he would do it perfectly every time. So there had to have been a private line. Yeah,
that's a great one. But it's also one I love because it made the show better because he had to.
I know, but just say, hey, yeah, they're private line. But
yeah, I know. But like as a producer, like you got to sneak that in. But I agree. That's a great one because he never admitted to. No, he actually did admit to it, right?
I'm not sure. I missed that.
Yeah. I think he did at some point because he was like, yeah, these calls suck so bad that we're getting that I might as well tip off Stephen Providence and have him call for 5 minutes or whatever. Or Tim McCann.
Classic Steve.
Classic. Oh, all right. Next pick. This is my third.
Yep. I mean, we're leaving some great ones on the board.
I know. I don't want to go too chalk, but I might have to go aunts versus ants here.
Yeah.
There's no
Classic.
fucking way he has different aunts and aunts. Like that was there's no way. Like he just fucking completely lied about that.
Oh, yeah, I've heard it said both ways, but never different sides of the family.
No, from Georgia, you call them aunts.
Yeah, we do aunts, but some people down here do aunts. I mean, I understand, but
Oh, you're not helping my cause here. But no, up north, it's aunts.
it's aunts. Oh.
And yeah, unless your whole family's from down south or wherever, bumfuck, I don't know. But that
no,
was one of the funniest fucking segments ever, too. Do you remember? Were you listening to that, or did you have to listen back?
No, I listened to that at the I mean, it's the aunts presenting. Yeah, because then they compare it to everything going forward. But
yeah, I remember where I was listening to that too, and just howling. I was like, this guy is fucking insane. And that was when Steve was kind of coming into his own. And I was like, wow, if he could lie like this is very entertaining.
Yeah.
And
well, he was good. I mean, we've got lists. We got a whole list.
That's true. That's a great point.
Then
I'd love Steve to come on and dispute any of these because he would defend all these to the death. Because he's a psychopath.
We've got audio evidence unless he cut it out, which he might have. But after we're done, we can just run through the ones we had left over, just in case.
Yeah. So that was my third. So now this is your last pick.
This is my last one. This one's a great one. This one is all timer. I'm going with Elias. And just completely making that person up. I mean, I would have put my entire life on it that there was a person named Elias that Steve was staying with. I didn't think about it twice, and then all of a sudden it wasn't real. I was like, man, I've been had. This sucks.
That was so great, dude. That was the number one. I mean, there's no getting past that. Like that's winning.
You got to have that on a list somewhere.
100%. That was so funny, dude. And like he described. Who was he living with in that house? Like he was like, yeah, I'm living with
he's like an Argentinian guy, I think.
Yeah,
I think that's what he said. I'm pretty sure
Cubans or something.
Something, yeah. I don't know. Something.
It was all a lie.
It was all it's all made up. It was all it was a masterpiece.
It was. That's the biggest one. I mean, you have to go with that. Fuck, man. That was pretty good.
To round us out.
I got to round us out. Fuck, I'm actually just going to round out to my fifth because you took Elias. Oh, man, 5 or 6 is really good. I think I got to go 6 here because it's pretty funny. Because this is something he obviously thought himself when he was driving his car down the highway. And never actually played with his friends, but it's Bagger Carcass.
Dude, I've always wondered that too. I've always wondered it, but I don't know.
He never played this with his friends.
I don't know, man. That's something that you could get high or do some shrooms and make up. Because I played it with my buddy a couple times.
Really?
We were in the car together. Yeah, we just fucked around. I mean, we didn't play it the whole time, but I mean, I could see.
Yeah, but after you knew that you heard this segment.
Yeah, we played it after Steve had said it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I could see you being like an idiot kid making a Bagger Carcass, especially out in the willy wax. That's 2 times for the willy wax. But out there is a lot of carcasses.
There's a lot of bags too. But I think there's more bags than carcasses.
Yeah,
I think we're overestimating the carcasses.
I don't know. Out in the country, there's a lot of just little critters that get run over.
The country? He's from New England, dude. I lived here all my life. I don't see carcasses all over the place.
He's up in Maine. He's not in the city.
That's true. That's a good point. So I think man, yeah. That was a good one. I think you got me, but I still have 3.
Yeah, hit the rest of your list. Honorable mentions.
Having an $80 haircut. Remember that episode?
Yeah.
When they call the people?
His hair is like this short. And it's he had to pay somebody $80 to run a razor over it.
It was the funniest thing too, because they called the place and the guy was like, hello? Hello? They were like, what?
That's a good one.
So funny. It's one of my favorite episodes. It was the episode after they were done with the tennis match. I had played tennis in high school.
Yeah.
And I had him thinking Red Robin was called Gourmet Burgers and Brews.
Yeah, I mean that led to a classic Mike Geary investigation. Like, I mean,
Yeah, that was great.
that was a great lie, but I mean, that one's just that still blows my mind.
That was so funny. What did you have?
All right, so I had the tennis match that he played tennis. That it was him that wanted to keep his family off limits and not his brother Ben. When at the beginning, and it definitely was
That
Ben for
was.
sure.
I thought about
Yeah.
that too. Yeah.
That he likes Top Gun. That Top Gun's his favorite movie because it certainly is not. Like, there's no way that's
Oh,
a movie.
what a great one!
Yeah.
Him saying he saw Top Gun.
Yeah, he said that was his favorite movie. He watched it all the time in college, and then like couldn't name like the first scene or like anybody that was in it other than Tom Cruise.
He couldn't even name Tom Cruise being in it, and then he was like, he was like, yeah, we just watched it all the time in college.
Yeah, he's like, it was just always
one
on.
scene. Yeah,
yeah, and it's silly.
That's a great poll.
That's silly.
I love Steve, but so we'll pivot to another category for next week. We'll talk about that and we'll go from there. But I think this is a good start.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve, for all the lies. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, listen, we can probably go Dave lies too now.
Oh, there's plenty of Dave lies out there.
That would be a great run back in like 2 weeks. You just do Dave lies after he leaves the show.
Yeah, there's plenty of them.
Yeah, there definitely is. So, all right, that'll wrap it up for this episode. But anyways, we will be back with another category for next week. About Rush Kirk. All right, thanks for listening.